It's called chain of thought prompting. So if you recall, when I poked a hole in an apple, I was illustrating the idea of when a large language model is tasked with something, the first thing that it's trying to do, it's got this three-dimensional database of associations and relationships. And so when you tell it to do something, it's going to attempt to figure out where to enter into this ball. Like, okay, what exactly do they want? Where do I enter into the ball? So you, as the person prompting AI, you can help tell it its entry points, okay? And this is how you can get these hyper customized M dash, no M dash. Like you can get things just so dialed in to how you want it by helping direct the LLM on where to enter into its database and where to find a good cross section of exactly what this person wants me to do. So this is called chain of thought. And when you're doing chain of thought, you're really trying to narrow the possibilities. So chain of thought follows in this way. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to give the LLM a role. What are you doing? That is the entry point into this three-dimensional database. You are a fill in the blank. As a fill in the blank, your task today is to do X, and then that's getting inserted a little bit deeper into that database. And then you're saying, so instructions, so like what is the actual task, or what are the instructions for this task? And now it's starting to make some turns inside of this database. And we just want a nice, clean line moving through this like sphere, essentially. So you've rolled task instructions, guidelines. So guidelines are where you would say, use a lot of M dashes, don't use any M dashes. And here's how I want, and then your output instructions would be, here's how I want this formatted. So let's go through this exercise right now. I've got ChatGPT, I've got 4.0 pulled up here. I'm going to say, let's talk about something. Let's see, you are a branding consultant. Your task is to write 500 words on why Hey Dudes are the most versatile shoe on earth. Let's see, we've got instructions, right? So we'll go instructions, write in first person, conversational, moderately humorous. Ooh, I spelled humorous like a Brit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we've got guidelines. Use as many M dashes
Oh my God, you're gonna kill
where
me with this.
grammatically appropriate. Output your response with bullet points, paragraphs, and short readable sentences. And then we're going to go, do not include additional comments, only include the text. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get our response here.
First M dash,
Mm-hmm.
second M dash, third,
The mullet
fourth.
of the shoe world.
Oh, that's brilliant. 5, 6, 7,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
8,
Okay.
9, 10.
Now let's make some modifications in here. Now we're going to say, rewrite the piece, removing all M dashes, use proper punctuation otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
So here we've
Much
got a
better.
period, so we have no M dashes, all right? Let's make some other modifications to this thing. Let's do write this piece as HTML in a code block with inline CSS compatible with WordPress. Okay. represent the key ideas as a JSON array.
Something for everyone here.
So here's the point.
Froze a
Might be
little.
losing video. That's okay. Screen's all that matters. So here's the point. If you're talking about the output of AI, you don't understand LLMs because, right, like I had no idea what I was going to put in here. I didn't even know we were going to end up talking about Hey Dudes today. But here I have usable format. So if I wanted to display everything, all of this information about Hey Dudes in a front end application, I have this output. If I want this to be a newsletter or blog post, I have HTML here. If I don't want any M dashes, I can do that. If I want a bunch of M dashes, I can do that. If I don't specify output, I get what I get, right? But this idea of chain of thought, what you're doing is you are beginning to understand that this thing is it's a language calculator. I talk about this all the time. And so my goal would be for us, it would be like marketers or people that are doing branding, whatever the case may be, is to like you're using a graphing calculator to do your algebra. You know, like the modification of output is so versatile to where we just had code output from this text that we had come out of it, M dash, no M dash. We have it an outline represented as JSON. These things, when you begin to see this tool as a language calculator and you begin to learn how to prod at the essence of how these things work, magical things happen, right? So it's
Right. It's like saying this calculator's output sucks. It's like,
ugh.
well, the numbers were wrong because you didn't give it all of the information it needed. Like,
Exactly. So I think that like just as a practical takeaway, I think that if anybody is using ChatGPT to do anything, approaching even if you just give yourself that basic structure of just that chain of thought prompting, it
hmm
will you will begin to see that, oh my gosh, i can I can have a certain task that I want to achieve, and the manner in which this model achieves my task will be entirely different, just based upon how the instructions that I give for each step of that chain of thought. And as far as like the practical tip is concerned, and when you do it in that order, that is sort of the hierarchy of how these machines work. So you're starting from if you're just thinking about a logic tree that branches out, with that role prompt, that's the first branch of that tree. And then task, there's like, sub branches and sub branches. But starting it off and just following that in order as a template for yourself, then I think will just dramatically improve the output that you experience.